Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be on standard operation procedures in your business. My name is Valerie. First, I help women find their inner and outer beauty. Second, I help women in the beauty industry who are entrepreneurs become more confident in their business. Standard operation procedures will give you not only a guide, but as you're actually using it, it does give you the confidence in your business because you're not going to go into your business like, oh my gosh, what do I do today? Now, don't get me wrong, there are going to be those days where you're like, get thrown off and you kind of have to just like pick up the pieces. And that's kind of the beauty of an entrepreneur, is that we're so adaptable and we kind of just figure it out at times. But this will really keep you grounded and give you a guide. So I'm actually going to share with you guys my opening and closing standard operation procedures, SOP. Call it our daily opening checklist, and then our closing checklist. This is for the retailer. We just transitioned to online only, so it's definitely going to change for the online, and we're still trying to figure it out. But this is what worked for us in our retailer, so this one's going to help you or give you an idea in your retailer or your studio. Start your day off by doing things that move the needle or move, right? Because we want to make sure we're productive. So things that move the needle, things that drive the traffic. For us, we know our social media was what drove the traffic. So first things first, at Makeup Evolution, we had to post. So that was the very first step we did. As soon as we came in, we posted on our social media handles. I have actually had some of my staff help me with the feed, but normally I like to automate the feed because it kind of just, well, I feel like that's anything that you can automate, you should automate. As to our stories, they're a little bit more intimate. Staff would answer those like while they're in store, any response from like the customers and stuff. So, and also because it was one of the first things that drove business for us. Like, I felt like our followers would look to see, okay, what time are they going to open today? Who's going to be there? What artist is going to be there? What products do they have that are new? So we knew that that moved the needle, because we cannot get business without having the traffic. So that had to be a priority for us, was to post on social media. The biggest social media platform was Instagram, so we would alternate all the other ones and do them like every other day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we were really busy with appointments. We still are like really busy with hands-on appointments. So sometimes when we have those appointments scheduled, we'll either come in a little bit earlier to post, or we'll jump right into it and we'll just kind of document the appointments that we had on Friday and Saturday. But that social media for us is something that moves the needle. Never go in, like, so something that I would really coach my staff on is don't go in and check emails first. Like, that's not the first thing you want to do, because the emails, we're going to get to them eventually. And what if it's an email that's going to take going back and forth with the person on the other side of the email, or it's an email that's going to take you, because you don't have all the answers, it's going to take you a while to respond. Don't ever do that first. So don't ever do the things that are like time consuming first, because they tend to distract you from the things that move the needle, like driving in traffic. And then by the time you're actually done with that email and you're actually posting on social media that we're open, it's already probably going to be about 3 p.m. by the time people actually see it, and by the time they actually get into the store, I think the chances are a lot more slim. That's what we would do. Consider like what moves the needle for you. Okay, so really dissect your business and consider what moves the needle for you, and do those things first, and then do all like the pickup and follow-up work at the end of your shift. I would coach my staff time block, so set timers. That's why we put 6 posts minimum, because it shouldn't become a job. 6 posts shouldn't become a job that turns into your whole shift. Even as an entrepreneur, if you're solopreneur, if posting is the first thing you do in the morning, it shouldn't become your whole day. Time block, we'll either set like a gauge or set a number for how many posts we're gonna do, because in this case we're doing stories, but like let's say it's for your feed or something, set a timer. So for us, social media is 45 minutes on social media, and that includes posting 6 posts minimum, either posting on Twitter or TikTok, and then also doing some engagement. So maybe replying to maybe comments, or going through our feed and liking and commenting on pictures. So that's all for engagement, 45 minutes. Most of the staff would work either a full shift 11 to 7 or like half shift, which would be 11 to 3 or 3 to 7. Right after posting on social media was setting up goals on a daily tally sheet. So set your goals, and pretty much the daily tally sheet, I really wish I had a copy in here for you to show you guys. But pretty much the daily tally sheet was my goal. So it'd be like $1,000 today. So that means if I'm working 7 hours, I would probably shoot for $120 an hour, right? And then what product I want to sell. So because it's about sales for me, not only because it's about sales, but that has a huge part, you know, in order to drive business and to be successful and to be able to provide, right? And be able to grow. Plus, I really enjoy doing this. I would always focus on like skincare because it is a higher price point, and also because I feel like it's the main part of your foundation, right? So it's like the foundation of all your makeup application. So I would focus on like higher dollar items. Pretty much I would set my goals. So I'd break it down, like what I was gonna do, what I was gonna make every hour, and what items I was gonna push. So this also helps with when you're actually writing it down, you have a guide of like what your focus is, and you know what you need in order to get to your goal for the day. Next, right after I would set my goals, I would check the stock levels, and this would also kind of help me revisit that item that I'm focusing on. So like, let's say I was going to focus on skincare, and I went to go check the stock levels, and all the skincare items that I love are sold out. Then I knew that I had to change my focus item to make sure that we had the product to sell instead of me trying to sell something that's not even there. So pretty much we had closing procedures, the closing duty list, and I'm not sure if I'll have time to go over that on this video, but I'll try to go over it. It's just us going back and making sure that the closing person had time to do all the procedures. Let's go ahead and see what those, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what those procedures are. Pretty much the most important ones are like sanitizing the lipsticks with alcohol, making sure the units are clean, making sure the display cases are organized, making sure the mirrors and the chairs are in place, and also checking supplies, like making sure that we have cotton pads to cleanse client's skin, making sure that we had toilet paper for the employee bathroom, making sure that we had paper towels, making sure that we had tissue. So pretty much making sure that we had all the supplies that we needed in order to operate business. Get clients in between that, and obviously you would want to help those clients in between. For us, clients was always the priority. So I don't care if you're doing stock, I don't care if you're sanitizing something, acknowledge that customer. I think customer service is one of the hardest things that I've been able to find, especially even recently. I feel like people avoid saying hi, people avoid acknowledging you, people avoid asking questions. So I don't care what you're doing, stop what you're doing and say hi to the customer, acknowledge the customer, ask them what brings them in today, ask them how they heard about us, and pretty much servicing those customers in between the standard operation procedures. Have client calls. So I always like to do client calls a little bit towards like the middle of the shift, because this will also help me with like, if we haven't had clients all day, I can follow up like, hey, how have you been? You know, would you like to replenish on this item? As well as like, oh, you know, come in, I haven't had a customer all day. Would you like to come and try out some colors with me today? So I love to do client calls in the midday because I already have a gauge on how much my social media brought in. If my social media didn't bring in anything, then I have to take that next step to actually like bring my clients in. once you're done like midday, hopefully those client calls will bring in more clients for the rest of the day. And hopefully you're just busy with clients and you don't have to do any of this downtime stuff. But this really just helps our operations run smooth where we're not picking up the pieces. What I would find at the beginning is people would come in and pretty much just stand around and swatch stuff and go through their own phone. And we would realize, or I would realize, that by 2 p.m. we haven't even posted one thing. By the time they post, it's already 3 o'clock. People aren't gonna know that we're open. So I just knew that I had to find a system, especially if I'm not there to take initiative. These are our standard operation procedures, so they have to be followed. And I know that it's going to bring people in and it's going to give them something to do even when I'm not there. So on downtime, we would write thank you cards and we would do stuff like, hey babe, if no one has told you, you are beautiful, evolve daily, evolving beauty. So we would just make like customized thank you cards and we would put them in our customers' bags. We would also set a timer, and this goes down to the time blocking timer for 45 minutes. So only go up to 45 minutes of thank you cards because there's always more stuff to do, like moving on to the closing procedures. Responding to emails, whether if it was a vendor or responding to me or once you're done replying to the emails, it says at the end to email Val, to email me a daily tally sheet of everything that they did, of everything that they sold today and everything that they did today. That way I just know, you know, that things are moving. I was an employee before. I know how easy it is to like fall off track, and you're gonna get paid no matter what. If you do something or you don't do something, you get paid no matter what. So I know it's really easy to fall off track, but this is why I'm like so grounded to my SOPs. Like I have to have SOPs, and this would constantly change. Actually, I almost feel like this is an old one that I pulled out, but this would constantly change. So at the end of their shift was to take out the trash, or if it was too dark or it felt like, because we're in like a low mid class area, and sometimes some of my staff would be afraid to take out the trash at night. So if there's 2 people working, they could take it out together, or if there was 1 person working, they could leave a note for the next person to take out the trash. But this is really short and easy. I feel like it's not a lot to follow, but it will still like keep your business on track. You know, like if you come in with no plan, and this is just standard operating procedures, like this is stuff that we did every single day. Like even though I would tell my employees not to ever, I would tell them, don't ever not look at this, like look at it, but I do, or I would expect them to master it, because it's not a lot of things. It's literally 13 on opening and 13 on closing, and they actually mesh. So like if you're working a full shift, they mesh at some point if you're working opening to close. So yeah, that's our standard operation procedures for our retailer and studio. And it's pretty much just to give you guys a guide, but what I would recommend is to dissect your business and monitor, like, what is it that's bringing in the most, or what's being a time waster for you. Like I said, if I didn't have anything set in stone for my staff to look at, legit, they would come in and sit down, which I'm not a fan of sitting down. Like, I really think that we should always be ready to like service a customer. That's just the way I was taught, and I always thought like it was a good thing. So I implemented it into my business, and I felt like, you know, as a consumer, I like to come into a place where I'm greeted and they're ready to help me, not sitting down painting their nails, you know? So if you don't have that SOP, it really doesn't give anybody a guide, and it doesn't help anybody. So I think systems are so important. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Again, I'm very new to YouTube, so I only have about 15 minutes to go over these things. But if a second video or more detailed, please let me know in the comments below, or maybe have questions about the things I went over that you would like me to elaborate on. I'd be more to elaborate on those for you. So thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also follow me on all my other social media platforms. The handles will be posted below. Thank you guys. Bye.